Alright, Shalom Akim. Before we begin, I want to start off by giving infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders. I agree with Muslim, men who teach and well. And peace and blessings be unto you, full of Akim, your brothers that also push out this word in truth, faith, and sincerity. Let's rolling in this lesson. I have some scriptures written down. This was originally meant to be like a response to the PSA, the public service announcement earlier this week that we had made. All right, Graham Millstone, as an order. All right, and brothers pretty much should know at this point. If you don't, behoove Akim to look it up, because I just want to shed some light as well with these scriptures over what happened earlier this week, because here it is. It's something that it wasn't avoidable, but it's something that definitely brothers have to look out, man. All right, so this is definitely admonishment as well as as well as edification. All right, for brothers to be built up for the purpose of actually knowing what's going on around us. All right, especially in these last days. All right, this is Ephesians 5, and I'm gonna start in verse 16. It says, verse 15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." And when you look it up, all right, the word circumspect in the Edmond Line Dictionary pretty much means to be circum. It goes back to literally the word circle, to be surrounded. All right, but in this case we're not surrounding anyone. We're pretty much having all eyes, all right, all of our senses pretty much heightened. We know what's going on around us, right? And there's no which way or form that we should even stumble, all right, because that's really what fools do. All right, they stumble, and the reason why is because they're literally not looking. All right, a good example is like, for example, Black Friday. If I can have done it in the past, or have not partaken in it and with their heart, but when brothers are in these big shopping malls or anywhere in any of these markets, all right, and if you're not circumspect, you're bumping into everything, man. All right, looking like a damn fool. All right, and the reason why is because you're not looking on your all fours. You're not walking for other people, And it's the same thing with this truth when it comes down to even the internet. You're not looking up. You're not seeing the things that you need to see because you're pretty much tunnel vision. To put it simply. All right, but it says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is." All right, that's right. And the thing is, you have to understand is, especially in this time, we're dealing with not even high level, but low level, pessimistic ass demons, man. All right, these low level orcs, all right, that we're dealing with, right? But nevertheless, they've been pretty much set up to try to disrupt this thing. And the thing is, as we know, there's nothing that we can't do against this truth before it, right? This is 2 Timothy 3:12. It says, "Yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived." Yeah, that's right. And concerning what happened earlier this week, guys, and like, I'm gonna throw out this word as well, the word agent, because when you look up the word agent, it just pretty much means someone that acts, right? Simply. But these men, they're acting, all right, and portraying this false disguise and pretending literally to be the men of the Lord, the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, by childishly putting up names that can potentially put us in grave danger according to this society, man. All right, so that's a deceiving man. Whoever is behind that computer screen. All right. So like verse 14, it says, "But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them." All right. So like you. And what's crazy is that even starting from our apostles and elders on down, we literally been taught to always, even what the scriptures say, just the scriptures alone, they teach us to walk circumspectly, man. All right, meaning we're not walking with tunnel vision. We're not walking in this truth as if just being gullible. There's actually a good video the elder Prashai made this past week, all right, and in response to pretty much what happened to the spirit. And yeah, you just have a lot of pretty much gullible people in the truth, man. All right, whether if it's acting on the outside or on the inside, even me myself, you know, we probably all fallen victim to it, you know. And even concerning the internet, you know, look, besides the truth being able to be found on YouTube, you have to watch out for a lot of virtual stumbling blocks, man. All right, because anyone has access to the internet, and anyone can type and say things and have any sort of virtual disguise, all right, so to speak. All right, anyone can do anything. And what's worse is that we're being watched. You know, we just read it. All right, 2 Timothy 3:12, yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. And this really is just a low form of it as well. All right, but nevertheless, we moving wisely through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We made PSAs, all right, because we have to declare literally to the world and to the internet that we're not going to associate ourselves with people that just give themselves weird names. And that's another thing. All right, that's another thing. What in verse 14 it said, "What continuing the things which thou hast learned." And what have we learned? We learned the power of discretion, man. All right, if we're gonna give ourselves a name, and if we've been given an order to give, especially if you're actually in Great Millstone, an actual camp, wherever you may be, all right, around the world, you can't just give yourself a name that's just talking about a YouTube channel name more so. All right, and you have to value discretion. All right, to be discreet. All right. Same way how we operate in the street, the same way how we have to operate even in the internet. We can't give ourselves just a funny sounding name to a YouTube channel. You know, as a matter of fact, there was a channel even that was in the comment boards on as I mentioned before, the Elder Prashai's channel, who was called something along the lines of Suiciders for Truth. You know, just an odd name. You know, we have to be wise even in the things that we say and even in the things that we put down. All right. If the fact that even an onlooker, right? Because we have what's the word? Because remember the scriptures say that we're going to be made a spectacle, right? Meaning what? It's pretty much something that's actually not daunting to look at, but something that really is eye catching. There you go. Something that's eye catching. You know, men on these street corners actually reading the word of the Lord. Even with us, we shouldn't give off a bad vibe or a bad vibration, so to speak. You know, it should be a vibration of actually just teaching, all right, and preaching the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that's another thing too. I'm gonna bring this out right now, all right, because it leads in right into pretty much the point of this video. All right, 2 Corinthians 6:3, because we mentioned discretion, we mentioned what continuing things that we have learned, all right, to literally, because these are virtues, all right, to literally be circumspect. That's a virtue, all right. This is 2 Corinthians 6:3. Yep, it says, "Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed." All right, and pretty much what that means is whatever I can do, even behind closed doors, everything that we do. Remember, we're the ambassadors, so to speak. Yeah, the ambassadors of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We literally, even especially when we're on the highways and hedges, we're pretty much representing him. All right, the man who we call upon, the man that we're coming in, the name that we're coming in. All right, so if there's an offense, you know, let that be because of the scriptures in itself. You know, let that actually be for the ministry in itself, and not things that we say or things that we even do out of carnality, especially. You know, and again, if it isn't carnality, it's because we weren't being discreet, which we should have been. You know, and it's a spirit that these things are coming out, because even if those channels, which they definitely weren't real, as in those definitely wasn't brothers behind those behind those YouTube handles, but nevertheless, yeah, I mean, no one would give themselves those type of names and actually be sincere about it, man. Hell no. Right? I'm gonna keep reading. So it says, "Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed, but in all things approving ourselves as the ministers of the Most High, and in much patience and afflictions and necessities and distresses. Yeah, if you keep going on down, it just goes into the list, right? And the things that we must go through in this truth, in this walk, right? And that's another thing. And afflictions and necessities and distresses. What do we teach at Great Millstone? We just teach what? The will of the Lord. All right? To keep garnering up and gathering this truth, right? And prepare for the end times, man. All right? And preach of it. All right? Alongside what? With peace, the kingdom of heaven, and then some. So we don't teach anything that's what? Folly ridden, man. All right? That's nothing, man. Folly is set in great dignity. And concerning the end, and like as I was mentioning before, if it wasn't for this truth and ignoring the truth, all right, if you take out the truth out of the internet itself is just a shallow, folly-ridden, and a grand annoyance, man. All right, you know. So the fact that the truth can be found in it just requires Akim to be prudent, man. You know, and Lozo, I'm gonna end it off with that as well. You know, I don't want to make this video too long. All right, just straight and to the point. You know, I can just ought to be sharp, and this goes for myself as well. All right, this is Proverbs 22:3. It says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." All right, and I want to make a point on that too. All right, if we foresee the evil and we hide ourselves, quote unquote, as the scriptures say, we're not literally hiding ourselves in a way to where, you know, we're just doubling down. We're pretty much running away with our tail between our legs. No. All right, we're acting out and being wise as serpents, man. All right, and harmless as doves. Because here it is, we're not gonna. First off, and even regarding to that PSA, we don't even condone the things that was said in those comments, man. We don't condone anything that these demons, because that's what they are. They're demons as well as agents of Satan. All right, they want to say all sorts of things for the purpose of defamation. All right, which they can do so all the day long. All right. But nevertheless, all right, us as prudent men, we just have to foresee these things that are going to happen. And that's another thing, too. Even staying close and being very, very tight-knit with the Akim around us, man. All right? You know, commenters and these live chats. Hey, look, man, 9 times out of 10, pay no mind. You know? If it's a channel that you may or may not recognize. All right? And it's so easy. All right? There's been times where I've seen commenters on my YouTube handle